guys, my name is Sarah and today I'm going to be leading arms race. I know you all have probably been doing a lot of leg exercise, walking and biking around town, but today we are going to be working on the arms because those are important too. So to get started, I recommend going on a little walk or light jog before getting everything started, and we'll get started with the arms warm up. So we're going to start with a couple swimming strokes. It's going to get the arms moving. You're welcome to move the legs too. You should be moving your arms slowly, like a nice casual swim in horse tooth maybe. It's kind of cold in horse tooth right now though. Do not recommend that. Now we can speed up the pace a little. It's almost swimming season. We gotta get those arms ready. Swimming is a great form of cardio in addition to running and biking. And maybe if you do all three, you'll do triathlons. Fun stuff. We're gonna keep picking up the pace. Only go as fast as you feel comfortable. We're just warming up the arms. We're not sprinting here. Next, we're gonna slow it down and take it on back. Start nice slow strokes. Only go through the range of motion you feel comfortable with. If your shoulders are a little stiff, you can stick to a smaller motion. Use smaller paddles. Five, four, three, two, and one. We're gonna start with little arm circles. We're gonna start small here, like a little hummingbird. It's spring, the birds are coming out. Now we're going to pick up the pace a little, or the size of the circle for that matter. And now we're going to switch directions. So you can start small again. Nice little circles, small circle. Make those circles bigger. And bigger. We're going to take some nice deep breaths. We're getting some strength training in, so want to make sure we're breathing throughout the duration of these exercises. And we're going to go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Get a nice little shimmy to shake out the shoulders. So today we're going to be starting with some exercises. If you have dumbbells, those are always helpful. If not, you can do exercises with objects like blocks, water bottles, or without weight. Whatever you have will do. So, today we're going to start our arm exercises with some bicep curls. For curls, it's important to make sure we are being careful with our range of motion. We never want to fully extend or hyperextend the arm. And we're going to do 10 of these. For lower intensity, you're welcome to do one at a time. And for a higher intensity, try doing a slower eccentric contraction on the way down. Remember to keep breathing. And we're going to go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Starting off strong, next we're going to go to overhead tricep extensions. You're welcome to use one weight for a lower modification or 2 weights for a more difficult version. So to start, we're just going to have our one weight over our head like such, and you are going to lower the weight and extend. Lower and extend. During this exercise, it's really important to make sure your body is not arching forward. We want to make sure our core is still nice and tight. Spine is pointing straight up. And we'll feel our stabilizers in our core working. So we're going to go for 5, 4, 3, could shake out the muscles a little bit. And we are going to move on to overhead extension. So we're going to start with weight in one hand and extend overhead. You'll feel this in your shoulder and your surrounding muscles. We want to make sure we're doing this in a slow and controlled manner to make sure we don't hurt anything in the shoulder girdle, shoulder joint, or the elbow. No one wants to hurt their elbow. That would just be bad. While doing this, it's extremely important to make sure your core is tight. I like to put my hand on my belly to make sure I'm not wobbling around. Exercises on one side of the body tend to also work balancing muscles. So even though you got 2 feet solid on the ground right now, I hope, you're balancing. 3, 2, and 1. We're going to switch sides. Remember to keep breathing. Have a slight bend in your knees. We don't want to lock out our knees. And focus on keeping your motion nice and controlled. Two and 1. Now we're going to take a little break, shake out the arms and get some water before starting our next round. I like to do some dance moves. Keeps things fun. And how about we get started with our next round of exercises. So, instead of doing bicep curls, we will be doing hammer curls. This is a very similar motion. You're just turning your wrist. So this would be a bicep curl wrist, and this would be a hammer curl wrist. So we're going to do this exercise for 10 repetitions. Remember, for extended difficulty, you can do a slower lower of the weights. And to lower the difficulty, you can switch to single side. This also works more balance in your core. And you are welcome to do either. Go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Next, we are going to switch to tricep extensions. You're welcome to continue to do the overhead tricep extension, but I'm just going to do it in the back. So I'm just going to make sure I'm standing nice and tall, core is tight, and you're just going to extend the triceps. It's really important during this exercise, you want to make sure you're focusing on the triceps and your body is not wiggling back and forth. So it's really important to have strong base, tight core, and kick the triceps straight back. You're going to go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great job, everyone. And give out your muscles a little bit of a shake. And next we're going to go into lateral arm extensions. For our lower intensity version, you can do no weight and just keeping the motion in the frontal plane. For a higher intensity, you are welcome to add weight and also do a slower lower of the weight. This really challenges your muscles to stay activated during the entire portion of the exercise. It's like you're making a snow angel, but you're not in the snow. Make sure to only go to the range of motion you feel comfortable with. You don't have to be reaching overhead. In fact, we want to make sure we are not going above shoulder height. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Great work, everyone. Next, we are going to go into bent rows. So this is You are welcome to do this with or without weight, depending on your preferences. And during this exercise, you are going to lean over in a similar fashion to you would as if you were doing RDL. And you're going to bring the weight towards your body, focusing on pinching your shoulder blades together. Doing so, you want to make sure your core is tight and your back is flat. We don't want any arched backs or hyperextending. No injuries here. I'm going to do this for 10 repetitions. Five, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Put the weights down, get a little shake, have some water, and we will do our next round of bent over rows. Okay, breaks up. Time for our next round. You are welcome to continue doing bent rows like such, or you can do single armed, which helps to have a nice sturdy object nearby, which happens to be my couch. So for single arm rows, you can simply place a hand on your sturdy, non-movable object. I would not recommend doing it on an exercise ball. And do the same motion. I'm going to bring it up. This works your core a little more, engages your stabilizer muscles. Nine, and 10. And we're going to switch sides. And if you did the double arm rows, you can take a little water break. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Keep that core tight. 9, and 10. Whew. From here, we're going to make our way onto the ground. It's nice to have a little yoga mat at home. Highly recommend if you don't have one already. And we're going to go into one of my favorite back and stabilizer exercises called bird dogs. These are great for balance and especially for activities such as swimming, surfing, bicycling, where you're really kind of paddling and engaging in balance. So for a lower modification, you can simply reach your arms out. And for a higher modification, you can engage both arms and leg extension and hold at the top. So we're going to do 8 on each side. Make sure your core is nice and tight here so your back muscles are engaged and there's no arching or curving your back. No cat and cows for your yoga fans out there. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Next, we are going to go into my favorite and everyone's favorite, push-ups. So today we're going to do 8 push-ups. We're doing lots of upper body, so we're going to keep going strong with this. During your push-ups, you can start with a lower modification on your knees or a higher modification on your toes. Whatever is comfortable and you can really get the form the best. You want to make sure you're keeping your core tight wherever you're at and go to speed you're comfortable with. 1, 2 more. And you're done. Woo. Let's take a little break from this. We're going to kick back into child's pose This is a great exercise to open up the lats and the upper shoulders. And from here, we're going to kick back forward into a plank pose. There are tons of variations of plank, and for a lower modification, you can be on your elbows and knees, and for a higher modification, you can go up to your toes and your arms. And we are just going to hold this once everyone is ready and their back is flat for 15 seconds. So starting now. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Everyone's good to drop. Maybe not that quickly. Next, we are going to roll over to our backs to work on some more core and chest exercises. We are going to begin with bicycle kicks or bicycles. So to start, you will simply elevate your feet wherever comfortable. For higher intensity, you can kick your feet straight and touch your toes or touch your knees to your elbows. But for most, having your knees at a 90-degree angle is the best. We're going to do 10 touches for each leg. So 1, 1, 2, 2, keep your core tight. 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, and 10. Woof. From here, we're going to give our upper body a little break and go into glute bridges. So for glute bridges, you can have both feet on the ground and flex, or you can do a single leg glute bridge for a higher intensity. When going to the top of your bridge, you want to make sure that your body is not hyperextending and it is flat. No arching in the back. We want to keep our core tight. In this, we're working on lower back and glutes, which will be great stabilizer muscles and will help you out on your long walks and jogs. We're going to do 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo. Give your legs a shake after that. And next we're going to go into our final exercise, which is a chest press. So you want to have your dumbbells handy or not if you don't want. And you can have your knees extended or flexed as mine were before. And we're going to push straight up in a similar fashion to a bench press. But we don't have a bench right now, so we are making do. It's important to keep your abs flexed and your back is not arching. And make sure you are raising your arms in a controlled manner. We want to let our chest do a lot of the work and keep our core balancing us. Go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Woo. Great job today, everyone, with your arm strength training. And for a cool down, I recommend doing some stretches for your bicep, tricep, shoulders, and back, and engaging in a nice light walk to kind of lower the intensity of the day. And I hope you are enjoying your time at home and the spring flowers, and we hope to see you soon back on campus in the fall. Thanks, bye.